have an important question. Cindy, do you like my mustache?
It freaked me out a little bit at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie.
That's the correct answer. Thank you.
Hey, welcome to Curling Nation Episode 6, Sorry for Spieling. Cindy Wood from Hollywood Curling Club brightens up the episode where we talk all about bonspieling. Thanks to the Great Dane for providing us with some tasty beverages for this episode. You can check them out at several locations around Madison and Wausau, Wisconsin. And we hope you're tuning in on video for this one because we are wearing our best holiday sweaters. But first, we've got some updates. Mike?
I have some updates again. Does anybody want updates? Updates?
Go for it. Let's do it.
Updates. I got 2 emails or notifications from people. Matt Gamboa chastised me about the progress of the Hollywood Club, but then said that Sin City was curling, because I think in the last episode I said I would be surprised if they were. Sin City is Las Vegas, so they're curling. And then my buddy Tyler Smith told me that Park City, Utah is curling, and that's also an arena club. And I heard Wausau in Wisconsin is not curling. They don't have ice yet.
Nope.
So that's all I know.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have updates?
Nationals got moved.
Oh yeah.
U.S. Nationals got moved to May. Location to be determined. So Worlds would happen before that in April sometime. So they're going to send last year's winners. So John Schuster's team, Tab Peterson, and who was the mixed doubles?
Peterson/Roth team, and then Polo and Tabs are the mixed doubles team.
Cool.
So they're going to Worlds.
And they added some slams, 2 slam events to the bubble in Calgary.
Yeah.
So,
but we have no timeline on any of when those slams would happen.
Not that
right?
I've seen.
Yeah.
But I haven't looked too hard either. So.
No. Well. Yeah.
Craig, do you know any more about that?
No, I don't know much of anything. There's Schuster. I think that the big news with that is that Schuster and Peterson are going to Worlds without winning nationals this upcoming season.
Yeah.
But that was kind of a joint AAC USCA staff discussion and decision to make that happen, because we just can't have a safe nationals with any prep time ahead of time.
Yeah.
So
that sounds fair.
I think it was the right choice, and it kind of sucks that we don't get to play for nationals to go to Worlds this year, whoever's signing up to play. But at the same time, those teams didn't get to go last year when they did win.
Yeah.
And
I suppose that's
this way, all of the Olympic trials implications that were going along with nationals remain. So they'll have nationals in May or whatever.
So those points will still count.
Yeah, it's not necessarily points, but it's the position. So it's like the top
seeds.
The top 2 finishers that were not named Schuster or Peterson get into the trials.
Okay.
And so that will still happen. And we'll play, so people will play for a trophy and play for a trials berth in the May Nationals instead of a trip to the Worlds.
Got it.
Club curling in Wisconsin. I talked to somebody in Arlington. They're curling. They've got 3 weeks in. They're actually broom stacking. They are, if somebody wants to sit down and have a beer afterwards, they're allowing it. They're doing the mask and the single sweeper. Rumor has it Monroe is curling. And
I did hear that, yeah.
Monroe is curling. I can confirm that. I got a delivery of Lefse from a couple of people that are curling in Monroe.
And I'm like 20 minutes away from Monroe. I got to go like poke my nose in there and just see what's going on down there. But
There you go.
so there's still some curling going on in Wisconsin. I don't know about Minnesota or any of those
Nope.
states.
Can't be. The entire state, I think, is shut down until the 18th, which is what, Friday? So maybe they'll open back up again. But who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. You know of anything else?
Tosa's-
Hey,
Well,
we're joined.
Tosa's still curling.
Tosa. All right.
Toast is still going?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
Yep. Tulsa's
Hey,
Doesn't seem smart.
We're joined by a guest this week. She's making the show look a lot better, even with Craig on it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to introduce yourself, mystery guest?
Hi, I'm Cindy Wood. I'm from Hollywood Curling. I know most of these guys from spieling around the country.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's that's a bit about me.
Fantastic.
Except with my accent, you can tell I'm not from California. So I give myself away easily. I grew up in Eastern Canada. So.
Give us a little bit of your curling background, a bit, Cindy. Would you?
So I started curling in '89 in Fredericton, New Brunswick.
I wasn't born yet.
Thanks for reminding me. Thanks. I know. We had the discussion of us being 10 years apart in age. That was a great conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I curled junior competitive, and then right when I was getting into women's, I moved to the U.S. And I curled a little bit in college in Nova Scotia. There wasn't, a lot going on there. I ended up playing day ladies most of the time. That was actually pretty fun.
Wow.
And then
Catch up on all the local gossip and.
Oh man, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Little just outside of Halifax, Nova Scotia. I was curling in a little place there. It was good.
That's awesome.
And then I moved here after college and been living in Los Angeles ever since. And I thought I gave up curling for good, and that's hard when it's been your whole life, right? That was the only sport I really kept playing, and then found Hollywood curling, and it's been crazy ever since. It's actually been the most fun curling experiences I've ever had, is curling in the U.S. actually.
That's awesome. Do you know of anything else out west that's open?
In the U.S. out west?
Yeah, out in because there's a couple. Aren't there a couple of arena
Phoenix,
clubs? Yeah,
Phoenix was curling. Yeah.
Yeah, they were, and then they
That's-
stopped.
I say that's out west. I mean, that's like our closest dedicated ice to us until we're open. So.
Isn't there?
Anything past the
well-
Dakotas is out west.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's pretty true. But isn't there an arena club in San Francisco?
Yeah, and they're actually working on their dedicated ice as well.
Oh, okay.
If you follow them on social media, you can see their progress.
Okay.
That they're building there too. I'm not sure when they're slated to open, but they have a couple arena clubs up there because there's Golden Gate and there's Oakland and.
Oh, okay. Got it.
uh,
I think there's a dedicated club in Portland, but I don't know anybody out there.
I don't know.
Yeah, there is. It's a 3-sheeter. I've
Okay.
played mixed playdowns there before, and then
Nice.
they took mixed away. They took mixed away from me because I'm not American, so I can't.
Oh, that's true. That's right. That's right. Now that it goes to a world berth, yeah.
Yeah. So
Weak
clubs and
sauce.
arenas. That's what I got.
Sauce. Yeah. All right.
Well, you could just become an American.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not have that conversation.
Understandable.
So, all right, I got a question. Where'd you go to school?
College, I went to Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh, okay. I thought you. The way I interpreted that is you went to university in the U.S.
No, I moved here right after, a month after graduation.
And where did you move and why?
I moved to Los Angeles for warmth and jobs.
Okay.
So I work in architecture. And up in the Midwest, if you know that crazy football stadium that looks like this.
The bird catcher.
The Vikings
Come
one?
on now. My company made a lot of money making that building.
Killer
I'm sure it's
Garret.
very nice.
Yeah.
The team that plays
No,
there
that place-
stinks.
I know.
Shut up,
sorry,
Mike.
We
sorry,
don't
Yeah.
talk
I'm
about
not,
them
I'm not
on this
into-
show.
I'm not into football, but
Oh, that
I've been
place
there. It
is
looks nice.
beautiful. Yeah, that place is beautiful. It's really well laid out. It has a very great design theme. It's so cool, and it's like you
It's-
walk into it.
are you sucking up? Why?
He wants to spiel with you,
I've been known
apparently.
for
Yeah.
I'm a landscape architect, so I
Okay.
get design. So no, but you walk in and you know you're in Vikings heaven. You're there. So it was very well done.
Although our new Rams is going to rival that, so
That looks really fucking sweet. That looks like
yeah, we did that one too.
That looks awesome.
Are you MBBJ?
No, HKS.
Oh, HK.
WHK.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
WKRP? Is that
In
Yes,
in
yeah.
Cincinnati,
Cincinnati.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Music of your life.
All right.
So,
So
yeah,
the
I moved here for warmth, and then I travel to winter, so that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Got it.
So the topic for today is bonspieling,
Yes.
and we thought you'd be a good guest to have somebody outside the Midwest to see how you guys bonspiel as well, because I know I know the Hollywood girls from several spiels, and you guys know how
I was going to say we
spiel.
get around, but
Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna say that, but I was just gonna say that the Hollywood crew knows how to spiel. So
You're
yeah, we
notorious.
do.
You're
We do.
notorious.
We know how to spiel, and we know how to put on a spiel.
that's
Did you-
good.
Not to toot my own horn.
Did you have to teach people how to spiel when you started spieling out there?
Yes, and still there's things that happen differently, because of course where I came from Canada too, it's even more different. Like I didn't know what the term broom stacking was. I'd never heard.
Oh,
that.
here we go again with the broom
Yeah.
stacking. Come on now.
Oh no, is
Jeez.
that the conversation? before?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Not a term.
there's been
Wausau.
there's been some
It's a
debate
Wausau
about
term.
how
It's a
how
Wausau
broom
term.
how broom
I
stacking
No,
is
we
used.
just realized that Jenna made it up like
Yeah.
Oh,
a year
Yeah.
ago.
Go back to
Accidentally.
episode 4.
Yeah.
okay. We'll
Yeah.
blame Jenna.
No.
Okay, sounds
Yes.
good.
We'll blame somebody. It's
I
okay.
mean, we all
That's good.
did the action, like you say.
Right.
That's
But we-
always been a part of curling, but we never had
Yep.
a name for it except for let's have some drinks.
Yeah.
Because we always
Yeah.
said the broom stacking was on the whatever end. Like it was
Yeah.
normally the middle of the game, fourth end or sixth end or whatever. You'd stack your brooms, go into the clubhouse, have a drink, and then come back out.
Yeah.
Now they're saying broom stacking is at the end of
Or
the draw.
it's just a general overall term.
For camaraderie
For-
associated with curling.
Yeah.
Which
You're not opinionated down there, Ty, are you, at all? No? No. Can't hear you, but
is busy.
He's muted.
He's
Is he
muted.
there?
it doesn't say he's muted, though.
All right.
Yeah, I don't buy the whole broom stacking term. Broom stacking is what broom stacking is. Getting drunk after the game at the table is what it is.
It's called bonspieling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that-
called
yeah.
bond
It's called-
spieling.
Too cute.
It's
Yeah.
called
So-
curling.
So here's our deal. Maybe we need to talk. We have to differentiate broom stacking, which is what we know it is,
Yeah.
from getting together at the end of the game.
That's just curling.
Maybe there's a term
Yeah.
that we have to.
That's
come
just
up with.
curling.
Well,
But
let's
there's-
It's
so-
curling.
Yeah.
Here.
So for the purposes of this discussion, let's just call it bonspieling.
Yeah. Well, just,
Alright.
I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Um,
So you had to teach people to spiel
yeah.
a bit.
So you had to teach people how
Yeah.
to spiel because I've
I'm
been
a,
to.
I'm a purist. I'm quite the purist of
Yeah.
curling.
Mhm.
Because I've been to a couple spiels at newer arena clubs, and
Yes.
bonspieling was just a bit different than what I was used
It's
to.
well, it's when you come from arena ice, you have to sell more than the curling because obviously when you would come to our ice, it's not great. I won't name names of some people that left our ice quite angry the first time they played, and that's
I call that
well,
fun.
that's-
Like that's
well.
playing on
so
Crazy Ice is
we-
fun.
Arena curlers tend to have huge hospitality elements to it because we have to make up for the shit curling.
See,
I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
So what do you do, Cindy? What do you do to elevate that environment?
Well, Hollywood, of course, we're just always different. So we have like a celebrity game associated with ours. Lots of party type of things, activities, stuff that goes on outside of the ice.
Now, when you say
So that people
celebrities,
forget.
like who are you bringing in?
Well,
Like,
I
like-
mean, it's not like we've had some Brad Pitt or anything like that, but Matthew Perry showed up at or learned to curl one time during the spiel, and we have one of our regulars is Gunnar Stahl from the Mighty Ducks 2.
nice.
Scott White, he's probably our most regular, and he's also our entertainment. He has a cover band, so he's
Scott
usually
White?
our entertainment on Saturday night as well.
Scott White.
So they're all hockey players.
He played with Gunnar Stahl in the Mighty Ducks too.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also the goalie in the third one, but everybody knows him from the second one.
Oh.
Nice.
The people that you talked about, Matt Perry and the other person, they're all hockey players, so they're from your
Yeah.
environment.
Wasn't
Yeah,
Buffy the
sure.
Vampire Slayer curl?
Yeah, she's curled a couple times. She's one of the original ones. And then Jeremy Miller from Growing Pains, he comes out
There you
every
go.
now and then. What was it? Last time we had, Joel Jostone from The Marvelous Miss Maisel. It's a lot of random.
Yeah, I think I've
people.
seen Patrick Duffy on that list.
Doesn't
Well,
one
you mean
point?
our Patrick Duffy?
No, the actor.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, no. Well,
Probably not.
no, because we
No.
have Hollywood Curling has a curler named Patrick Duffy.
Yeah.
You know him. He goes to House of Hearts
Yep.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duffy
Yeah,
goes to
I'm-
HOH.
Yeah,
But we've not
I know
had
that, but
the
I'm thinking of
other
someone else
Patrick
then.
Duffy. No.
No. But you had Dwayne Foreman, Bull from Night Court.
Really?
Yes,
Probably
yeah,
a
well,
quarter of the
yes.
people listening to the show know what Night Court is.
Yeah.
He looked, yeah.
That had been fun.
Yeah, it
I heard
is
it-
a lot of fun. It comes together like a lot at the end, and it ends up being like a charity type of game because we'll pair the Hollywood celebrities with a curling celebrity and auction off the spots, and it just ends up being a lot of fun.
Joe,
So how's the food? How's the food?
I don't ever eat it, I don't think, because I'm usually running around, but I've heard it's been good barbecue. And
That means it's terrible. Don't eat if you go to the Hollywood
well.
Spiel.
don't ever categorize how I eat to how the bonspiel food is.
having run spiels myself, I can attest to that. And like I'm serving my own smoked meat and bacon bar, and like I get to the end of the night, it's like, oh crap, I forgot to eat.
yeah, you're just busy when you're running a spiel.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Joel and I went to an arena spiel. I will not name it, but the food is about the only thing that saved that spiel.
Yeah,
They were a real new arena club. We had a guy along with us. I'll tell this story because everybody will appreciate it. So we went to, it was a new arena club, and it was Saturday, and we had two teams down there. Joel had a team and I had a team.
And part of it was, I think it was like Cindy, like you, where you showed up and you had to teach people how to spiel.
Yeah.
I don't think this club had that.
Yeah,
so-
nobody had taught anybody how to spiel. So we're sitting around after a draw, and we're playing euchre because we're from the Midwest, and we play euchre like people do. And we're just sitting around and playing a hand, and somebody gets set, and it was like, ugh! And like everybody in the club would turn and look at us like we were doing something wrong. And finally, we're playing, and somebody won, and we're like, yeah! And everybody looks at us, and this guy that's with us just stands up and goes, sorry for spieling, everybody! Sorry for spieling! And he sat down.
We were good. Yeah.
Is that their one and only spiel? I feel
We-
like I'd have a hard time
they,
going
they,
back.
They still have it.
I think they still have it.
We haven't gone back, but
Yeah, no, we've not gone back, but
yeah.
the food saved it.
Yeah, we got told to shush.
Yeah. We also
Did you not
got.
get kicked out at like 9 o'clock in the.
Yeah, we got kicked out on 10 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah.
Because they said that the club room was closing.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Well, because a lot of times the arenas deal
Yeah.
with they don't own their space, right?
Right,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
the
to be
arena
out at a
was-
certain time.
Yeah, the
We
arena
get kicked
itself
out
was
at
closed.
1, and we feel like that's bad enough.
yeah, but you got to tell seasoned curlers that they're going to get kicked out at 10 o'clock. We're like, well, where's the free
True.
beer then? Because we paid for free beer. So,
We also give really good welcoming gifts too.
There you go.
That's another thing. We have
Alright.
like theater, since our people work in the industry, right? We have like themed popcorn buckets that we just fill with good stuff.
Nice.
Like what?
Well, just even from some movie things to just patches and chocolates and liquor and gift certificates and stuff.
All right.
I like it.
I've heard the is the Blockbuster spiel, is that the one you run?
Summer blockbuster. So we also
yeah.
have themed posters. So especially if you're Celebrity Skip
Yeah.
and you come to our spiel, you get a themed poster out of it.
That's pretty cool.
Some of them are awesome.
And the Photoshop work on that is fantastic.
Brownie is something for you to aspire
Ty's
to,
been
buddy.
the subject of one that wasn't blockbuster related, but House of Hearts related.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Dylan has that now.
Yeah, I mean, go figure. People that work in the movie industry are good at Photoshop.
Except it's me and Matt.
Yeah.
We don't work in the movie industry,
Fine.
The theme of the town.
but we're around there. We're around there. Yeah.
Way to muddle
But
up
you
my
guys-
way to muddle up my comment with facts. Thank you.
Sorry. This is what happens when you get people who know you on the podcast.
So when you guys go to a spiel, and we were talking to an array of curlers, competitive curlers, whatnot. I'm a club curler, but when you pick a curling event, what's your parameters? Are you picking about the spiel? Are you picking about the drink? Are you picking about the food?
If the
Why do you
flyer,
go to a spiel?
if the flyer looks like a 35-year-old dude made it because his dad retired and he's now running the club.
Need a
those are the
Microsoft
ones
Word. Then
Yeah,
Mhm.
those are the ones I'm going to start looking for because they're going to say $240 a team, free beer and liquor all weekend, meals each day, and you know the middle meal is going to be soup, and there's going to be some sort of bread and meat. You don't think they're going to be together. You don't know yet,
Yeah.
but no,
You're probably getting steak one of those nights.
yeah. And like Medford's steak grill that they put above their fireplace is fantastic.
Phenomenal.
But no, I'm looking for growing up in an unincorporated town with a curling club. Like I just got so used to the idea of country drunk will keep you fed so you don't die. Have a good time. Please don't look at the roads at all.
Good luck the other
Good
way.
luck.
Right.
Those are the ones that I've always looked for. A lot of the times it depends on like what are my friends doing? Can they come? And if I can't get more than 2 of my party friends to go, I'm not wasting my time. I will show 1 new person a spiel on my team at a time, but we're gonna make sure that the majority is gonna be a mess on Sunday.
Because I've been to spiels, and you'll get the Friday night meal, which is normally stupid ass
Spaghetti?
Pizza. No, frozen pizza. They just get tombstones and they throw them in the oven and they give. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm
Thanks,
waiting.
Partyville.
Yeah, or a number of them. And I don't know if
Stevens
there's
Point.
Spiel, but then,
Stevens Point used to do that a lot,
Yeah, Stevens
their
Point.
cash room.
Portezzi's?
and
Is
it was
Portezzi's
great because
pizzas?
they would have a freezer full of those things, and as long as they were keep getting taken, they were still making them, and it was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
You could also
I liked it.
if they were not paying attention on Sunday, grab a couple and just put them in your car on the way home. I mean,
and then it also evolved around like what was their liquor? What did they have on the rail? Was it
yeah.
all like Kesslers and like crap, or was it actually good liquor? That was another one that was like a number one priority. And it was always a Saturday night meal. If the Saturday night meal was good and solid and well prepared, and you could tell there was cooks, true cooks that were cooking behind the bin, then yeah, you're gonna come on back. So
Yeah, one of the places that does the best, Rice Lake Summer Spiel. They just set up a grill outside and they say, "It's your steak.
Yep.
Go for it."
Yep.
Yep.
That is a good one.
I've been given quite a few steaks saying, I don't know how to do this. Joel, just please.
Handle my meat.
Sure. You're
Joel,
keep
handle my
yeah.
meat. That's always
Yep.
that's always a good thing to
Yep.
say.
I'll handle your meat. Just keep feeding me drinks. It's fine.
I want to know what
As you
Cindy.
should.
I want to know what Cindy does because I imagine there aren't a lot of places that you can drive to. Like the five of us can drive 5 hours and
I
probably run
I
into a
miss
dozen
that.
spiels at least. I mean,
I
you're
miss
making
that
an
more
investment
than
to go
anything.
spieling. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
gotta fly, because if not,
Yeah.
I hate to say this because I run an arena spiel, but I don't go to arena spiels. I will travel
Understandable.
to
Oh,
go
sorry.
on dedicated ice.
Yeah. But you're not going to have to
You
run
know.
an arena spiel anymore. What? No,
I know
I mean,
that
hopefully.
that's true, but usually it ends up being somewhere you have to fly. So if you get to the point that you have to fly, I'm going to go as far, I'm going to go into Canada or I'm going to go to Minnesota. So, because once you start flying, you're like, well, might as well go cross country.
Yeah.
So we're getting
and
into
not,
it.
and not banging on arena spiels, Cindy, but have you ever been, or Craig, or any of you guys, have you been to an arena spiel where they really put it on correctly, where the ice is not so great, but the environment and the food and the drink has been.
Frogtown likes to party. Frogtown is usually a pretty good time.
I was going to
I've
say,
heard-
I'll abstain because mine's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you can tout yours. That's cool.
No, I never made it to Hollywood, but
Yeah.
of the people that have gone to Hollywood, I've heard that
Yeah.
it's pretty dope.
There's been some
Right on.
massive people that have went to the Hollywood Spiel and they've had they had a really good time.
Yeah.
Also, I can second Ty's promotion of Frogtown. I've heard nothing but great things out of that club.
Yeah.
Craig,
If you have an arena club and you think we should come to your spiel, let us know. Email the show. curlingnation at curlingnetwork.com. It'll
Craig,
be
what
out
do you
there.
know?
I have not been to any modern day arena spiels. I went to the Eau Claire Summer Spiel back when they used to have it at
Back in my day.
an arena.
Back in my day.
I'm old.
I've
like
heard
you. I'm even older than you. I'm not
Old like
not
me.
as,
Thank you.
Craig.
I am the
not as
oldest.
old
in
as
this group,
Garrett.
Look
so,
at Craig's hair.
I am
Look
the
how old
oldest. So.
No.
I'm not as
No.
old as Garrett, but I'm older than you. So I was like I was definitely driving before Ty was born. I'm not sure how long I'd been driving, but
Yeah, I'm confused. Do you have a mullet going on? I'm trying to see.
Oh no, it's just great
Yeah.
salad.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's like
nice.
hockey hair.
it's great.
Show it. Take it
Man.
off. Take it off right now. Just take it off and show it.
I'll save it.
Do it.
I'll say.
Do
I
it.
I'm
haven't gotten
noticing you you got quite the Stanley Cup behind you there too. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Okay. All right.
We can
We'll get
to
there.
that too later.
Mhm.
I tend to
You're the
get off
first person
track,
to-
so sorry.
You're the first
Yeah.
person to
Oh,
bring
love
that up. It just sits there every show, and
Yeah.
I
nobody
miss
talked
hockey a
about it.
lot right now. So
I want it back real bad too. Now that I actually live next to a bar, I just want to go watch it all the time, and they just won't.
Not just any bar, a bar that has like 40 TVs.
Yeah, very
I've-
excited.
I've paid for almost a whole season of hockey, but I've not seen it.
Got it.
So anyways, I went to the Eau Claire Summer Spiel, and they had it in an arena, and so like I don't know that really counts because it was all run by people from a dedicated facility. And they just happened to be hosting it in the middle of the summer, so they used a hockey rink in town.
No, I think that counts as an arena spiel because it's
Well-
just what can you do with the facility?
You know, it's the ice sucked, and nobody cared because nobody was there for that. Everybody was there to get country drunk, as you say, and And we did. And
Did you sleep in a tent?
yeah, 1 year
On a bike path?
We slept in a tent in between the bike path and the curling club. There used to be an area that was much more secluded, and so we thought we'd be able to kind of nestle our tent in behind like a corner of the building where nobody would be able to see the tent from the parking lot. Then we wouldn't have to drink and drive or go anywhere all weekend. We'd just be able to drink and fall over. Then during that off season, or in the year in between, they put an outdoor hockey rink right there. So then we had to figure out where we were going to put our tent, and we put it right next to the busiest bike path in the Eau Claire area. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of bicyclists per day going by this place. And this is in a town that doesn't even have cyclists. Just everybody. If you're doing outdoor recreation, you're going right past our tent. Yeah, we just drank too much. We had a great time.
So Joel taught the lupus spiel, which is a little odd. We were curling on both dedicated ice, and then they opened up the hockey rink, and then we curled on arena, well, a quote unquote arena ice.
It was hockey
and it was like they actually said when we went to the hockey rink, they said no sweeping because it was so slick, it was so greasy.
Yeah, so they rapidly expanded the lupus spiel out of the Four Seasons Curling Club in Blaine, Minnesota. Four Seasons Club, 6 sheets. They expanded the lupus spiel to 64 teams.
I think so.
Maybe a little more than that. So they had a couple games out at an arena. They couldn't book the arena at the facility, so they booked arena. It wasn't too far away, but it was the spiel's in May, so it's a bit warm outside. And
that's what I was gonna say. It's in May, so that's the reason. I don't know why May never seems to work out. So I've never been to the lupus spiel.
Yeah, it's a great time. But
Joel and his brother are in charge of the hospitality suite if you come from out of town, and they know how to put on a hospitality suite.
Yeah, we know how to spiel.
Yeah, they're good at spieling.
There's booze, there's bacon, there's pizza, and snacks. Yep.
And the funniest story out of that
you check all the boxes in the hospitality suite.
Yep.
Funniest story out of that spiel is we curled, I think in the afternoon on Friday, and then Joel and his brother hosted the hospitality suite. Stayed up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Got up in the morning, curled at 10 on arena ice.
Ooh, yeah.
And they actually called. They said, "Okay, no sweeping. Don't sweep." But we couldn't help ourselves. We're just curlers.
Air temp was warm. The ice was greasy.
Yeah.
Totally stupid.
Not safe.
My groins were just like killing me. I get down to the other end. Joel's playing third with Martin. Martin was skipping.
No, this was
Howard.
Howard, excuse me. Howard.
Yeah.
Sorry, Howard. I look at Joel and he's like all glassy-eyed.
Glenn
I'm
Howard.
like, Joel, how you doing? He goes. He doesn't even look at me. He goes, I need a sandwich. I just need a sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I think we've all been
right.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
Was that no? Was it that year? No, it was the year before that you lit the hospitality suite.
Yes. Was that was yes, that was
I don't remember the year. I just remember hearing the
could have been the
story.
year
I wasn't
before.
there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We did have a pizza oven.
There
fire,
was there was an incident.
Yes.
So this is probably year 4, year 5 of the lupus spiel.
Was it the first year that you ran the hospitality?
It was the
suite?
first year that we organized a hospitality suite,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember the name of the hotel, but they're very very nice. They let us back in, so it wasn't that bad. So I go up. It's like 1 a.m. and I go upstairs to put my leopard print robe on and come back downstairs because it's getting towards nighttime, so you got to get prepared for bed.
That's right.
And you do that by putting your robe on, getting your slippers on, and drinking for the next 4 hours.
Yes.
So I go upstairs, and then when I get back downstairs, the fire alarm's going off. And turns out, somebody was making a pizza and basically just grabbed the handle and yanked it out really fast. Alcohol may have been a factor in this, but
May.
so they pulled it out real fast. The pizza stayed in the oven and went right down the hot coals and
perfect.
just started smoking. So smoke just starts pouring out.
Awesome.
So the fire alarm goes off.
Awesome.
Fire alarm just doesn't go off in one room of the hotel.
No, sure doesn't.
It's going off in the entire hotel at 1 a.m. on Saturday or Sunday morning. I can't remember.
Great.
Which day
Doesn't matter.
Saturday.
Neither
Yeah.
are ideal.
It's like one.
Neither
1
are
a.m.
ideal.
So I was like, all right. So I'm supposedly one of the persons in charge of this mess. So I go up to the front desk.
In your robe.
leopard robe.
Yeah, wearing my leopard print robe, and talking to the front desk saying, "It's okay, nothing's on fire. It was a pizza. It was a pizza oven incident." And meanwhile, like, people are streaming out of the hotel behind me, just grabbing their bag. People are in their slippers and bags and just hauling ass, and some people are just sticking their head out the window. Is it on fire? I was like, nope, go back to bed. Okay. So after like,
Did the sprinkler go off in your room?
thankfully no. As far as I know,
Oh man, that
as far as the sprinklers did not go off downstairs.
Okay.
So, but they were able to shut the alarm off in the entire hotel. They were able to shut it off after about like maybe 10 minutes or so. But the fire department still had to show up.
and you were still in your robe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
And one quick indication of that spiel, which is actually escalating quickly. Joel and his brother estimated how much alcohol was needed at that for the entire weekend.
A lot.
They basically went through more than 70% of the alcohol on Friday night.
Yeah.
Had to go to the liquor store and
So
get
we
more
were-
alcohol
Yeah.
just to like take care of Saturday night.
So we were given.
I think that's every good bond spiel.
We were
is
given a
they
I was gonna
budget.
say
underestimate.
that sounds like a good time.
Yeah. It's a great time. Yeah.
Oh, disclaimer quick. This is not a spiel for lupus. It's a spiel to help stop lupus.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
not supporting lupus.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah.
Lupus!
Yeah, we're not handing
Yeah,
out
that's-
lupus like Oprah here, so it's
That's better than the I flooded the bathroom at Provincials once.
Oh, you gotta tell that story now.
Sorry.
You can't.
Now
You
you
can't
gotta
not
go.
tell that story.
Now you gotta.
I mean, there's not really much to the story except that it flooded down to the hotel below us. I was in juniors too, so it was. Remember, it was like this real awkward where we had our coach like sharing a room with us, and it was awkward, anyways. And
It was
we're
a different
still.
time then.
It was a different time then.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was, and we're still not quite sure who did it.
How
But
did
yeah.
it flood? How did it flood?
It was the Wet Bandits. It was the holiday edition. It had to have been the Wet Bandits.
Four
Yeah.
females in a room. It happens. I don't know.
Yeah, that happens. Doesn't matter.
But
least
we went to sleep though was the thing. Well, it was nobody knew. And then we got up, and we got the knock on the door from that it was all going down into the hotel room below. So
That sounds fun.
yeah, good old junior provincials. That was a good time.
Oh,
Was the room below you a competitive, a different team that you were competing
I don't
against?
think so. This was like in northern New Brunswick. I feel like there was like only 4 teams anyways. Like it was, yeah. I swear I feel like it was one of those times where you stayed where no one else stayed. And it was, not so fun in that way. This was before my like good spieling days. Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, Cindy, do you think there's any difference between Canada curl or bonspieling and the United States bonspieling?
Yeah, for sure.
What is it?
Well, it's, I feel like just in general, the United States has more heart and has more fun.
Wow.
Don't get yeah.
Joel, we need
Canadian-
some lights and some sounds like whoop whoop.
Canadians get a little too serious sometimes. I don't know.
Oh man.
Don't get me wrong. The Manitoba Open is an
Oh,
amazing
okay.
time, and I would go back to that anytime. But yeah, sometimes it's a little too serious, and I want to have fun.
Got it.
Was that maybe because you were competitively curling in the bonspiels, or was it because, or were you doing like just like club
Well, no,
spiels that-
even fun spiels, or like
Not
I say,
so
like
fun.
I grew up not as fun. I grew up like you guys. I could drive to. I had 3 clubs just within 15-minute drive where I live, right? So I went to a ton of things, and I don't know, maybe it's because I was also younger then. That might have something to do with it, but
Sure.
curling in the U.S. there's just something about it that everybody is even more your family than when I'm up in Canada. So
Nice. I think
I don't
there's
know. There's something I don't know. You learn something different about it in the U.S. that I don't know what it is, but
God.
it's different. But in my opinion, I think there's a lot more heart. So
I think there's always those teams when you go to a spiel that are taking it way too seriously. But I think a lot of times most of the teams there are just like, we're gonna have fun.
Your
Yeah.
brothers do have
That's
a
when
hard time
I take pride when I go to those type of spiels, and there's the ones that aren't having so much fun that I want to say, I hate to say ya, but a bunch of girls in kilts from Hollywood are about to kick your ass. So
I like it.
Craig, so about that,
Yep.
you might have played the Duluth Cash a couple more times than I have.
Yep.
But how many times would the Canadians show up on Sunday not hungover, even for finals and stuff?
Never.
Never. They always got so drunk at the Duluth.
All right, so I can explain this though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, part of there's like 2 or 3-fold for that. So the Thunder Bay guys, they're just like good time dudes. Like they're always looking to have a good time.
Yeah.
And they're funny and friendly, and they like to have a few drinks. Now, also, they like most of the time when it's been a few years since they've had that spiel, and the exchange rate was really good for them. For like in the early part of this, like last decade, like
yeah.
2000 whatever, 7 through 16, 17, the exchange rate was great if you were a Canadian. Plus, you got this free pour in the States, so like it was like free liquor for them.
And the bartenders really did like them because they tipped very well at the end of the night.
Yeah, because
There
they
you go.
thought they were drinking for free compared to Ontario. And so, like, I mean, those guys, like, part of the reason that they were there was just to get super duper drunk, even though it was
A cash spiel.
a serious spiel.
So the free pour rule is in Canada. Your mixed drinks are poured out by the shot.
You have to use the gimbal.
Yeah, they're poured out by the shot. Whereas in the U.S., it's pretty much the bartender's choice. So, booze, and a splash of Sprite.
I would say that also is a very Midwest thing, because even when I lived in Seattle, they loved their ball pour. It was pretty measured.
I was gonna say that doesn't explain how sloshed I got in Manitoba.
Well, it is
No.
Manitoba.
Well, yeah.
You can still get drunk.
It was the
You
altitude.
can still get plenty drunk. It just costs you a lot more because you only get this much booze at a time in Canada compared
Maybe
to
I
getting
wasn't
this
paying
much
either.
booze
It's
at a
hard to
time
say.
in Duluth.
I know, the tighter clothes I wear, the less I have to pay for drinks as well.
Kilts have many purposes.
Yeah, I can see that.
You guys have a bucket list for curling? For spieling? For spiels?
Honestly, Hollywood's the biggest one next on my list.
Yeah.
because I think I do most of the fun ones in the Minnesota, Wisconsin area for the most part.
Well,
Got
I'm pissed I didn't go to Bombay Cup that year with you, Joel.
Oh yeah, that was a great time.
I was because you had my Hollywood. My normal spiel crew was with you. Those
We
are the
did.
people I go to spiels with. But
Well, yeah, we
And
didn't.
The Bompy Cup is.
Yeah, what's...
We didn't have any fun whatsoever at the Bumpy Cup.
The Bompy
a
Cup?
lot of snaps. I got a lot of Snapchats.
Yeah,
The Bompy Cup, for those of you who don't know, is put on by Christopher Sva, who used to be the second for Team Alsrud out of Norway. Where in Norway is it? I don't know.
Oslo.
Oslo. So it's in Oslo in the summer.
First weekend in June.
Yeah, first weekend in June. So it's light
The ice
pretty
is-
much the whole time.
It's very bright there, which
Yeah.
is good.
And it's a big party spiel.
There's
Big party spiel,
yeah.
right?
So it's the end of their season. Pretty much the ice gets pretty much turned off after that.
Got it.
So anything goes on the ice.
Nice.
I skipped against Nicholas Hedin.
Mm-hmm.
I beat him in stick curling,
Nice.
which
Congratulations.
we did full on Mary Broman curling.
Oh, man.
Oh, brownie pushing?
Yep,
Brownie.
yep. Which if you
Mary
don't know what that
Broman
is,
curling.
yeah. Which you don't know that's
I don't
where
know
you
how
put
I don't know
the.
what Mary Broman curling is. I know
Oh,
what Mary
man.
So
Mary
you take
Broman
it.
cookies are, but
So Mary
Yeah.
Broman's an institution
Yeah.
from Duluth for
Yeah,
those
she's
listening.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Her and Ken, amazing.
Yeah. Great people.
Yep.
how those people close down the hospitality suite every
Yeah.
night, it's still beyond me.
Yeah.
Doesn't
nobody.
matter, but I'm just so happy that they do.
That's
Yeah.
But
that's
anyways-
my life goal.
Yeah, the way that she pushes the rock is she turns the handle dead sideways, and then she just takes a brownie brush, just the solid pad, flips it over, and she just pushes the handle, and then
Yep.
just kind of gives it a little snap on the end to try to get some handle.
That's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's like before
Yeah.
stick curling.
I had
right?
the privilege of playing with her one year. And Brownie. Like, Brownie on the podcast. Brownie is
H-
Wow.
HOH champions.
a
That's a
event
great
was
one.
that one of the
champions.
Craig Brown wins? Was it?
The last
event champs with
Pretty much-
Mary Broman.
last year, the Calcutta.
The wrong handle
Yeah.
with her brownie broom about 3 times a game.
Okay. I have to tell a story from the year we won the A. Everybody will appreciate this. We're playing in the semifinal, and it's me and Brownie on a team, and Mary Broman, and we're playing against Schuster. And on Schuster's team are like 3 grown-ass men. And we get to the 6th end, which is all you play in HOH, and it goes to a measure. And we're all standing around, and Mary Broman, this like 80-year-old woman, goes to get the measure stick.
Absolute sweetheart.
Yeah, absolute sweetheart. Like, she's third, she's supposed to measure. She goes to get the measure stick. She puts it down, she's fumbling around with it, and she kicks our rock. And she just looks, we all saw it, and she looks up, and she just goes, I kicked it! I kicked it! And we're all like, oh my God. And we're just like, nobody knows what to do. And John Schuster, bless his heart, just goes, just measure it. Just measure it. And I don't remember if she kicked it like in towards the middle or out away. I think she kicked it away, which is probably why you said we could measure it. And we won the measure. We won the measure, but I 7 grown men watched an 80-year-old woman, not saying that she couldn't, but some of us may have been more capable handling the unit and not kicking rocks at the same time.
So
But
several
yeah.
national champions.
Several
there.
national champions watched as a person kicked a rock and put the measure stick down. So we won to get into the final, but it was a bit of a circus getting there. So
Yeah.
Mary Broman's a
So-
saint.
I got my invite to the Scots tour. Has anybody ever had any desire to do the Scots tour?
I'm signing up.
I'm not.
Is that the
old
one that's only for men?
I'm applying.
Well,
No,
there's one for men
Like,
and there's
then-
one for
then no.
women as well.
There's a women's
Well,
Scott
yeah.
tour.
I have
There's a
I have a
women's
follow-
tour too.
I have a follow-up question. Do they do that with Canada, Cindy? Do they do a Scots tour between Canada and Scotland?
Yes.
Well, there
Yeah,
was
Canada and
But
Scotland.
that's the
Oh.
one I feel like was only
yeah.
men.
So Matt Gamboa was on the crew that organized that for the men's side. That was between the U.S. and Canada.
What did they call it? The Can Cup?
The Can-Am Cup.
Yeah, that was the
Can-Am, yeah, Can-Am.
Yeah.
I think what
I know,
Garrett.
they went to.
No,
They met my
Oh.
old coach. They went to all my old
Yeah.
Yeah.
curling clubs.
I think what Garrett asked is there one between Canada and Scotland, not necessarily USA and Scotland.
Yeah.
Right, Garrett?
Is there one?
There is one that I know. Like I say, there's men's. I'm not sure about the women's because I know like my previous coaches used to do that. But
Because the Scots tour this is normally club curlers. You put your application in, and I don't know who actually dictates who goes or who does not go.
There's a
But
committee.
I don't know where that committee comes from, but it goes back and forth. But I was curious to know if there. I think it would be awesome if we did the same thing between Canada and the United States.
We do.
Yeah. So Garrett's referring to the Scots tour,
Yeah.
which is every 10 years there's exchange of
Every other year.
there's an exchange between
It's both
the
though.
U.S.
Every 5
and Canada. Every 10 years, the U.S. goes there, and then on the opposite 5 year, the Canadian men come to the U.S. and then the ladies do the same thing on the opposite schedule, sort of.
Yeah.
And then Matt Gamboa from California organized a Can-Am tour, which is a men's exchange between U.S. and Canada. I haven't heard of a ladies
I don't know.
Can-Am.
No, I've not heard of one
Tour.
either.
No, the women did something similar. I don't know.
Did they?
I don't know if it's exactly the same, but there's at least 1 or 2 people from our club that went. And Pryor went from our club,
sure.
and she spent a couple weeks touring around, and I don't remember where, and I don't know if they went out east or out west or in the prairies. I have no idea, but she did. They do something similar. I do not know the extent, but that might be through
Anyways.
So Garrett, you applied and went? Yeah, Garrett, you applied for it?
No, I'm not. It just came into my email yesterday, and I'm like, it's like $7,500 in expenses.
It's not cheap, but yeah.
It's basically a month of travel, so you have to be able to do that. So, anybody have that on their bucket list to like do the Scots tour?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are
I
we
want
not
to do
old
that.
enough?
I'm not old enough for that yet.
Oh. Like
Yeah.
you're not physically old? Do you have to be past a certain age? Because I was going to apply. I'm going to apply.
No, you can be whatever age, but
Alright.
like the age of
Free
people
time and money.
the age of people I've seen go
Got it.
are
Older.
retirement age.
Yeah. I'm applying because I can afford it. Well, theoretically, I
Right.
can afford it now, and I have the time. I'm not sure the next 10 or 20 years. So,
And it's funny when the Scots tour came through. I think the youngest guy that was on the Scots team was probably 42. I think he owned his own business, and
Right around Ty's age, right? Yep.
Right.
No, that's my
Where-
age.
But
Mhm.
he could afford to like take a month off of work, and
Yeah.
and he had his own business, and he was the guy that was beating everybody. So
I'm curious.
They were,
Yeah. I'm curious if Brownie has anything on his bucket list, because you've played competitively like forever, and when you were younger probably did some spiels, but do you have anything on your bucket list for spieling?
To go have fun curling
Brownie?
somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Right?
am the only thing that's like that I want to do is fun things, fun spiels. There's one in Switzerland called the Copa Romana.
Mm-hmm.
It's this giant outdoor bonspiel in St. Moritz.
I'll go.
That my dad played it. Let me show you this.
I'll go. Let's go.
while
Is it-
he's going.
Is
to
it
work-
an open? Is it open? I bet Cindy would go.
Oh no.
Wait, come on in.
My dad convinced one of his buddies from Switzerland to let him play in it. So in 2001, my dad plays in this. It's like 100 teams. And he won this thing. Which is,
Oh.
this is like some Greek story, like Romulus.
Say it's Remus and Romulus.
Yeah.
Remus and
Suckling on
Romulus
some
sucking at the teeth.
Totally.
Something.
I
thing's-
want a trophy like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
This thing's 15 pounds.
Wow.
They won the spiel. Part of
Wow.
the spiel was they won an all expense paid trip to the Formula One Grand Prix race in like the Philippines or Manila or some
Sounds like a dream.
Whoa.
island or
Nice.
something like that. But the guy who organized that prize was like embezzling money from his company and got thrown in jail like weeks after weeks after they won the prize that he had donated. This guy got thrown in Swiss prison for like embezzlement, and so they didn't get to go to this Malaysian Grand Prix or wherever the hell it was
That's
supposed
such
to
a good story.
be.
Oh my
I want to go to that spiel.
It's like
What-
Fire Festival for curlers.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
I think I want to go. I want to go to one just regular spiel in Switzerland, and then travel my way over to Scotland, do one there. So I don't know, like 2.5 week, 3-week trip, and just do.
There you
some
go.
spiels over
Yeah.
in two of those
I like
countries.
That's kind of what I want to do too.
Do you have anything?
I've done the MCA spiel, which
Mhm.
was on my list of
Mhm.
things to do, and then I want to do 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks in Scotland, and do back-to-back bond spiels.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I
That'd
don't
be
care
pretty dope.
where, I don't care with who. Just let's
Pretty
do
dope.
back-to-back spiels.
I got
All right.
I got a couple. I want to go. I screwed up my chance. I want to go to the Blind River men's closing.
no, do it.
And when it, yeah, I know. At least I don't get to go with you, which was probably been my best chance to win a chainsaw. I got to go to Hollywood, and I'd like to go to Japan. I think Japan would be pretty dope, because I've not been to Japan, but curling there would also be pretty cool, and the food.
All right, round table. Best food, bonspiel. Best environment, bonspiel.
Environment, House of Hearts, I have to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just overall, from
Yep.
wake up to from fall out of bed to fall into it, I would say there isn't more stuff and just joy packed into a day.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been, so
Yeah.
you're not. Yeah,
Yeah.
gonna be hard to
That's
beat that one.
That's my favorite one to introduce people to, but at the same time, I make sure to tell them I'm ruining them forever.
That's a pretty high bar to send you.
Yeah.
Like your first spiel, you can't do that your first
Well,
spiel.
look what that 1 year I took like 12 people from Hollywood. I'm like, let's
Yeah.
go. It was
It's really
Duffy's-
hard too, though, because like if you don't know that these people can party, like you could
You're gambling.
almost kill them.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you
I,
might
Yeah.
kill somebody.
Yeah.
You can either kill them or you could just completely turn them off from curling. Like, oh my god.
Well, that's why I'm
handle
like,
this
sink or
crowd.
swim, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
But my dad is coming next time.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited now.
I'm excited
Very
for that
excited.
too. That's,
Yes.
that's
Yeah, I'm
I
fantastic.
excited.
get
for
an
that.
invite to your house back home. After.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You know, do you know how upset that Schuster's not coming to stay with them this year because there's no slams going on in Nova Scotia?
Wow, there you go.
Yeah. So Cindy, if your dad needs somewhere to stay during the spiel, we got a bunch of dudes that get some suites at the
Yeah. Well, Cindy will probably be
hotel,
there,
so-
so it'll
Well,
probably be okay. It'll work out.
House of Hearts, he's not going without me.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah. So.
Brownie,
Well,
best environment.
You know, I don't. It's hard to argue against Duluth, but you know, like I said, that's one for a seasoned pro a lot of the time. Like,
It's
I mean,
not for the
it's
faint of
rough.
heart.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, when you're like shaking for 3 days when you get home, then you know that's.
You know you did it right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the Halloween spiel's a good one. That,
That's-
like, that's
also
a,
true.
that's one I'd like to go to.
You've not been, Cindy. You've not been.
No, I've not.
Well, we're friends.
Yeah, my friends have gone, and because costuming is another. Like I
Oh.
love costumes,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it coincides around the same time I do a costume competition, so it never seems to work out. But
Difficult.
I've played in Madison once. I was there at Club Nationals one year.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about food.
I remember that.
Who's got the best? I don't know. Who's got
I
good food?
I
at
still
Spiel?
think Medford steak on
Medford
Saturday was
steak,
probably the best.
yeah.
One of the best steaks I've ever had.
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't
I-
like food.
You
so
don't like food.
I don't
You're
Yeah.
not-
care. I could care less.
Whatever reason.
Who's got a good bar? Wausau
That's
men.
my favorite
Duluth.
Duluth.
bar. I love that bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with Wausau. Wausau's got a pretty good bar.
Rice
Now they
Lake
do.
Summer's
It's
got a
been
pretty
Well,
good
they
bar.
didn't. Huh?
Rice Lake Summer, they got a pretty good bar.
Rice Lake Summer.
Yeah.
Mm.
I did
Or
Fireball 500 one year was.
ooh,
Oh, St.
Fireball
Paul's
500.
great. They
Yeah,
don't
that
really
was a
have
good
bar,
time
but-
for
Yeah.
drinks. Well, we went bar hopping. That's what I remember.
And now like half of those bars are closed, which is
Mhm.
Oh
terrible.
man.
Yeah. What
Funny,
else?
funny story with drinking plus House of Hearts and how it ruins you. I didn't really start drinking till I was in my mid 30s, and I went to my first House of Hearts in my mid 30s. So
Oh boy. Oh boy. We're sorry to your
Yeah.
liver. You would probably like knock 10 years off of it that weekend.
it's good, but it's because
Yeah.
my liver
Well.
was so great from really not
Oh, sure.
drinking
Yeah.
in my
it was,
20s
it was
that I just went
unseasoned.
full force
There you go.
House of Hearts, and 2014 was my first one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ty,
Mhm.
Ty, you said
Yeah,
you
we'll
said
keep those stories.
yeah. We don't.
Yeah,
we
well,
don't. Nobody remembers the stories from that weekend, which is
Sure.
probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty, you said you like to take like one person per spiel weekend. Is there like a spiel? I mean, for anybody, is there a spiel that you
You're gonna bring a newbie
like
to a
to
spiel.
break somebody into? If you're gonna take a noob to a spiel, you like to take
Well,
them
I
to
think
that one.
Trumbull or Centerville, my hometown one's a great one to do it because it is
Yeah.
it's small town friendly, so everybody's just so happy that you're there.
Nice.
Like
Mhm.
we walk around like Todd Hammond's just like, we're so happy that you guys are here. Who's this? Why are you here? Thank you so much. What are you doing?
Right.
Bigger spiels are a little bit harder. Like
Mhm.
you know the big spiel before, even the St. Paul, couple of the St. Paul spiels are pretty big.
Yeah.
And it just kind of is somebody else that's there while
Got it.
you're talking with all your other spieling friends.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I would say like those back home smaller clubs, you know, smaller.
Is Centerville? Is that an open spiel?
No, that men's one isn't.
Sorry.
Thanks, Ty.
They
Thanks.
Sorry.
they do have
That one is a
other
party
spiels
for
though.
everyone though.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
really
part
the
of it.
you're really
Yeah.
the estrogen in the group, so there's probably going to
Yeah.
be a lot of like, I like going to this men's spiel.
Yeah.
I like going to this
Centerville
men's.
has a
It's,
great-
it's not that I haven't gone and partied with curlers when I'm not curling whatsoever. So
There need to be more open
What would
spiels.
happen, Cindy? What would happen if you just like threw your hat in the ring and said, "I'm coming to last chance. I'm just gonna come and
That
curling.
happens all
What
the
would
time.
happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, what would
I mean,
happen?
Probably women at
I'll
last
be
chance.
the life of the party off the ice, I
Yeah,
guess.
there you go.
That happens all the time. The last chance
That's
is a
called
festival for the
bonspieling.
town of Hibbing.
Say
It's
again,
not just for curling. It's
I li-
it's for everyone.
If I've got a noob, I like taking them to the Wausau men's. For one reason is the boat race has a real good trophy for the amateur division. Now the experienced division, whatever, but their trophy is great. They put on a great boat race for the amateur division,
Nice.
which is first years only.
Yep.
And like
Is this
it
like
is,
the House of Hearts boat race?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
boat racing.
Yep.
So
It's
Boat
boat
racing?
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
know
it's
if boat
boat racing.
racing's
It's boat
universal.
racing.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty
we
much.
we
Yeah.
usually sing both
Mm-hmm.
the United States national anthem and "O Canada," and
That's
then
good.
boat race. So
Yeah.
that's
It
why I like
depends.
Wausau men's for noobs.
Yeah.
It depends on the conductor of the boat race.
Yeah. But
That's
Wausau puts on a good boat race. That's why I like
Mhm.
taking noobs there
Yeah.
because
So I need to go just for the boat race.
we usually
Correct.
coach them up. I will say that the last 6 years that I've gone to Wausau men's, we've coached up our noob and walked away champion.
Ooh.
I have
pretty high stakes.
I have paid
That is
for
high
Wausau men's the last 6 years on my boat race winnings. So
Ooh.
if you're out there and are new to spieling, I'm happy to sign you up.
Yeah.
Let me know. Email the show,
That's
and
awesome.
we'll go to Wausau men's and boat race.
That sounds like a really good deal.
It is. I mean, they've got a pirate ship made out of. Usually
Yeah,
they have.
pirate ship too.
They usually have a.
Oh,
The
they do it-
trophy.
they
The
do it
trophy
right.
is usually a pirate ship made out of PBR cans. It's immaculate.
It's really cool ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they put on a good boat race. I like taking noobs to Wausau men's.
So Cindy, what about like straight up women's bonspiels?
I don't. I
Or do you not do
usually
that?
I go to
Opens are-
opens. Yeah, I go to opens because
Doodle.
I'm going mostly for where my friends are a lot of times. You know, I like going to the places because I see all the people that I have a good time with.
Sure.
One of my greatest opens is St. Paul Summer. That one's always usually a beautiful mess. Its weather's just right.
So I was gonna say I probably should learn to go to Minnesota in the summertime.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Maybe,
It's like,
for once.
it's like 70
People
degrees
think I'm
out.
crazy because I go to Minnesota in the winter. From
I've never
Yeah,
been.
but-
I've never been to Duluth when it's not snowing outside.
Yeah. You're also accustomed to I mean, you're probably not like seasoned for the cold right now, but you're like you've lived in the cold. It's not like taking Larry. It's not like taking Larry somewhere and he's like, "Oh my God, it's below 75. I can't stand it." Shut up,
You
Larry.
know that
Make
first
me punch
year
you.
I took him to Duluth. That's the first time he saw snow fall.
Come
Literally,
on.
first time.
Oh man.
So trends wise, like when I sit at the table after a game, I talk to a lot of teams that are like club spieling.
Garrett, turn your chili peppers on. Turn them
Come
on.
on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just
1
make
minute.
get it real festive.
Oh,
Yeah, what's up with your costume change over there? I didn't know we were having costume changes.
got it.
Yeah. This one
Yeah,
has
there you go.
beer holders in it. It's got
Yeah.
right there. It's pretty
There you go.
pretty dope.
Okay,
in case you
good,
can-
good on you.
Yeah, there.
So when sitting down at a table, I'm hearing a lot of clubs that are transitioning to co-ed only or mixed only. That's the only way they can actually get curlers into their club.
Are you talking for spiels or for leagues?
Leagues.
Oh.
I think when I talked to Rice Lake, they're like, I think we have one men's league and we have no women's leagues. So
I was gonna
what do
say
you-
for us, that's because we can't populate
right.
Well, you only have
single type league, you know, and we can't. We will eventually have juniors, but it's like we couldn't have it before because all our ice times are really late at night.
So what do you think about bonspiels transitioning? Just because I mean, we're dudes, Cindy. We curl with men. That's what we go to do. We're not opposed. I'm not opposed to curling in an open, but do you think that's maybe?
Does it bring the quality down sometimes when
No,
people
no,
don't?
not at all.
I don't mean, or the atmosphere, because it does. It's obviously going to change
No, I think it
The
actually
atmosphere.
elevates.
Does it? Okay.
I think it elevates. Yeah. What I'm asking is, do you think we're going to be more bonspieling with like just mixed and just?
I think it's trending. Go ahead, Ty.
Those are the ones I look to go for.
Yeah,
anyways.
so pretty much all the mixed spiels, especially from the small towns in like center of Wisconsin, lower part of Minnesota, mixed spiels really don't exist anymore. They're all open.
They're
Yeah.
open.
They're
I
open,
think
which-
I think a lot of things are trending open. A lot of the new
Yeah.
clubs opening up. I think a lot of the stuff out on the East Coast.
I know that the only reason that Wisconsin or Centerville still has a women's spiel is because they have the Vineyard right next door from the Delaney's. It's the Sippy spiel. It's basically a whole women's spiel revolved around a vineyard. So
Easy
yeah, it
draw.
happens.
Easy draw. Yeah.
I guess my question is, are we going to transition out of this men's, women's, juniors, mixed?
I think there's still a place for the separate spiels, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about it in Canada? Is that same kind of
I feel like Canada's more
more
of the separate men's, women's,
Because they have enough
and
people
different.
to populate.
Yeah, there's enough people. Is the thing.
And I think in the United States, it's because of polarity and just like everybody wanting to curl together, that there's more of a push to an open spiel than an individual men's and individual women's.
Yeah. The only I go to a women's when it's a little more competitive. That's.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to have fun, which is the majority of the time, I'm going to go to an open.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's why Halloween spiel in Madison went.
Oh, it's
just
fantastic.
Yeah, that's a fun spiel.
It's because of the
I think
bacon.
There's
Yeah, the bacon doesn't hurt. There's good food at that
Yeah.
spiel.
But do I ever think that some clubs are just going to get rid of their men's and women's just because they feel it's more
PC.
of a fun environment or something? Like, no, they're just going to try to add it another weekend on. I don't
well,
know.
what where I was coming from with Rice Lake is that they transitioned to completely co-ed curling because they couldn't attract a unique, diverse amount of women and men.
That's happening in small clubs everywhere.
Right.
There's women's league have like, I think even in Duluth they were taking up 3 sheets, and that's Duluth.
Right.
Like they were just struggling.
Well, I mean, even in Madison, when we have a pretty strong men's and women's faction, I mean, a number of the women's leagues don't fill the 6 sheets. I mean, I don't. Yeah. So I can understand it from club wide that it's going to more open, and even Madison's going to more open leagues.
Yeah.
I think that it's a little bit, it's a little tricky depending on where you are, though. I mean, like, because if women's leagues, for example, are, only at such and such a time, and, only Monday in Madison, only Mondays early and Thursdays alternating,
Yeah.
mid and late shift.
They don't have the
You know,
option.
There's not as many options. Like men's, you can play in a men's only league on Tuesday or on Wednesday or on Thursday. There's a few more options for men only, where women, if there's not as many choices and there's not as many women in the club from just a pure percentage point of view, and that's at a club with 600 plus members. I can see how any smaller clubs just can't do it. You just got to open up everything to free for all. Whoever can sign up is in.
Sydney, what do you guys do at Hollywood?
Oh, we're open. We're lucky to ever cross 150 members. So that's on an Olympic year.
Where do you think you guys will get when you have dedicated ice? How many sheets are you gonna have? Do you know?
I think we're gonna have 6.
6. Nice. And where?
1,000
So
members, just like that.
It's the place is called Vernon. It's just past downtown LA.
Mhm.
So the good thing is it's closer to the airport than we have been up in Valencia.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nice. I'm coming.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm ready.
I am going to ask you some questions.
Yeah.
So that I ask everybody. and we already covered some of them. Like you got how you started. When your parents get you into it. And we know where you started.
What's weird? I'm like a curler in Canada that doesn't have curling parents, except for, well, my dad would curl once a year, like with his office, but that was usually like with a rum and some jeans and
Nice.
you know, it's good times. Like, you know, it was like a company thing. We did a curling thing every year, but it happened because my brother was actually curling. His friend got him into it, and up there, schools, we had Wednesday afternoons off, I remember, for some reason. So junior curling was always on Wednesday afternoons. And so, like, my mom would have to bring my brother down anyways. And so I was just down there. I was like 8 years old. And the guy who was running junior curling, the old packing tape to the sneaker bit, took me out on the ice. And then I was taught a lot by James Grattan. So Jimmy the Kid was
Jimmy the
was
Kid!
teacher a lot back in the day, yeah. So then, you know, so he just offered to teach me to curl, and then like literally the next year, I remember my brother quit, and I just kept on going.
All right.
So yeah,
Sweet.
not really in my family. I mean, my grandfather was interested in curling, but he kind of liked all sports.
Does he remember you? Because I want to speak with you and Jimmy the Kid
Jimmy?
and
Yeah, of
somebody
course.
else. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
He better.
Sign me up.
Jeez.
Just sign me up. Tell me where I need to be.
Better.
You, me, James
right.
Grattan, and somebody else.
What
I tried to get him to come to
Ty.
our spiel because I was like, dude, you work for Air Canada. Come to our spiel.
He
Nice.
should.
Sorry, Brownie.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to snipe you there.
No worries. No worries. What is the best piece of advice that either you have ever gotten or that you give to a new curler?
Oh man. Soft hands, I guess, is mine. I have a rough release, so.
All right. I don't know what that means. You're gonna have to.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I have to calm down on my release, I guess you could say.
Can you go a little bit more on that, Cindy? Just a little bit more.
I think what she's saying is she dumps it a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Learning to curl when I was so young, though, I have way too much leg drive, so I have to calm down on the leg drive a bit too.
Got it. That makes sense. I can see that being an issue. That's a good piece of advice. Is only slide as fast as you need to.
Yeah.
What is, besides any club that you have considered your home club at one point, what is your favorite club in the world?
Duluth.
All right.
Duluth. Wow.
I don't know if it's because
Snap
it
answer.
also reminds me a lot of the small town Canada where I'm from. So
All right.
I like that.
What's your favorite spiel?
House of Hearts.
See, I would have thought you would have said your own right there, but
Well,
I appreciate
I don't
House
ever
Hearts.
play in mine, right?
That's
So-
fair. That's fair.
Have you got one that's? Give me another favorite that's not Duluth, so you don't have back-to-back Duluth answers.
I know that's always my where I go. The Manitoba Open, the MCA.
Okay.
So, but I mean that's kind
What's
of
your favorite-
spread over a lot of clubs.
Yeah. Do you have a particular favorite club in Winnipeg in that spiel, or just the whole thing in general?
The whole thing, yeah.
Okay. If you could change one rule in curling, what would it be?
Hog line violation.
What would you change about it? No,
'Cause I get call-
there's
I
no
get
such thing, or
I get called on it too much, I guess.
You get 3 mulligans.
So you want the hog line a little bit farther out, like 6 inches? Is
Yeah, that's the whole leg drive bit, but it's fine. I've never had a red flash rock. It's just
okay.
She just feels bad about it when
Who's
nobody's
calling you on these hot
they're
lines
calling you.
these days?
It's got to be Gamboa.
Gamboas?
Gamboa's calling her.
It's usually the opposition, especially if it's somebody doesn't realize that I've been pretty much curling my whole life.
Oh,
Think I
call them
don't know
out.
about
Call
it.
them out. Call out the terrible people.
There was team from Scotland that came to Hollywood one year, and they were getting real mad at me and kept saying I was hogline violating. But it's just because I don't stop and I let go, but I keep going. So people always think, yeah, it's happened at arenas. It's happened at, yeah, I get called on it a lot, to the fact that I remember it was either Liza or Jen was like, no, she didn't. Like, they say it before someone even says it to me, because I get called on hogline violation so often.
Are you hogline violating?
Nope.
Just
Like I
close.
said, I have played with the sensor rocks, and I've never had a red one.
What's the rationale? You're just trying to like get the rock in the right spot, or why are you?
No,
doing
it's just when I let go, I do this. And so I'm still going, and I just do this. And so people think
It
my
just looks like
hand
it's
is
still in your hand.
on the rock.
Got it.
Yeah, because it looks like it, but I let go.
Got it.
Curling's like the slowest sport ever, and that is still like that, and like you can't even tell, like to the naked eye. Like, I mean, I've done video analysis of my delivery or whatever, you know, or I used to back when I was playing more and cared. But you know, I'd be throwing rocks, and I'd throw my own practice rock, and I'd see the video of me, and I'm like, geez, I think I went over.
I know.
And so I'd rewind it and I'd watch it again. Like, I think I went over, and then I'd do it in slow motion, and I let go of the rock that far before the line. But just, I mean, it's such a small movement of your hand in such a small amount of time.
Especially on a hit, because I you know, I will I throw high hit weight for a female, and so I'm usually going quite fast, and yeah, that's all. I'll get called on that a lot.
Richard Matsko is the
Yeah.
worst.
Yep.
You cannot tell when he lets go of the stone. You think he is over the line, but he is covering the stone, and then it's deceiving to see. So
Okay, here's my favorite question. If you can go to one bonspiel, it can be any level you want, competitive, fun, party, mixed, open, whatever. Who are your teammates? And they could be curlers, non-curlers, people you know, people you don't, whatever.
dead or alive, dead or
Dead or
alive.
alive.
Okay, I'll pick one curler. Dave Netowin,
Okay. Why?
It's dreamy.
because he's fun and he has a good delivery,
Okay.
and he's fun, and
Nice.
we'll probably win. So it's cool.
Okay.
Wayne Gretzky.
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
Real Canadian answer. Real Canadian
Throw
answer.
That is
Yeah.
a super Canadian answer. I like
Yeah.
it.
Sorry, we share
No,
a birthday.
I like it. Oh wow, nice. And he was a
Wayne?
king for a while, and you like the Kings.
Yeah.
There you go.
Does he throw stones?
Probably not.
Not with us.
Has he thrown stones?
I'd imagine
I
most.
sense a little salt there. It's a little.
Sure
That was
he
kind of a
has.
salty answer.
Nice.
And my dad. There we go. That's a
There you
kick-ass
go.
team right there.
What a team.
Dude. All right, if you could take a fifth. Yeah, one
Oh.
more. Take a fifth.
Who is your bartender
Yeah.
on this team?
Who's the bartender? Who's making drinks?
Well, then I'd have to take Caleb, right, from House of Hearts.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I can make sure that your glass is full of Deep Eddy always.
Okay.
Yeah,
no.
there you go.
Oh, well, hey,
Ty-
I
Ty'll
tried. We
take
were
it, yeah.
gonna. What was it? I was trying to take you as a coach to the Masters, but you were too young.
Oh yeah, yep, I remember that. Because what, it was in Innsbruck.
Yeah, and yeah,
Yeah, I needed to be 35.
you had to be 35 at. Yeah.
Oh, you can forge a get birth certificate. Come on now.
I could have just showed up.
Yeah, just
Did
you got a
you
beard.
play
You look
next year?
35.
No, I had. I wasn't allowed to leave the U.S. at that time, so I couldn't go. We got chosen to go. We couldn't go.
Why couldn't you go to leave the U.S.?
Don't
Murder.
worry about it.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
pretty
about
much murder.
Murder?
Your
No,
passport
it's
thing.
where
Yeah.
you're when you hit a certain part of the green card process, you
Okay.
can't leave the U.S. Yeah.
Got it.
You can leave, but it's really hard to get back.
Why not get
Right.
back?
That's
All
right.
right.
Boy, Cindy, are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Come on.
Okay.
No.
And that same green card reason is also why at the Slam, Schuster and them stayed at my parents' house and I wasn't there because I was supposed to go and I couldn't leave the U.S.
Ah,
Oh my god.
Are you past that point now? Can you leave the country now?
I can. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yay.
I ran out of questions. Does
Good
anybody
job.
else have any
Mhm.
questions?
No.
Tell us about your sensational curling.
Oh yeah.
Oh, business plug, hey?
Yeah.
We allow guests to talk about their sponsors.
Okay.
You don't have a sponsor, but you
Um,
are your own sponsor.
So this is before, T-Moles Road, before Dynasty Curling, all that stuff. I always hated that curlers wore all black. It's just not, it's not my deal. Before I went to architecture school, I went to art school and I took a fashion design class and I had to learn how to make patterns and I needed a new broom bag. So I learned how to make a broom bag pattern and that's essentially a cylinder with handles. So I got done so fast that I also had my teacher teach me how to make kilts. So kilts are my thing. Like I said, I hated that curlers wore all black. So I started making crazy colored bags and crazy colored kilts and yeah, kind of went from there.
And the
but you
website
do
is what
more
now?
than bags and you do like broom covers and
Broom
other stuff.
Head,
too, right?
broom head covers, duffel bags, little cinch backpacks.
Ask her
yeah,
and nice, she'll
anything
probably
you
sew
want.
it for you.
Hmm.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
How do we
So
find-
and then
How do we find you, Cindy?
you can find me on Facebook, or you can do just if you search curling kilt, you'll find me at sensationalcurling.com.
That's CIN.
I'll put a link. There'll be a
Yeah,
link
we'll,
down there.
we'll put
so
a link in the.
We'll put a link on the show.
in
There'll
the
be a
thing.
link. There'll be a link down here.
Yeah. In the bottom.
What's your favorite thing to
Yeah.
sew?
Kilts, for sure.
Kilts. Nice.
No.
Pleats are very therapeutic.
Really?
Are you into kilts as curling wear because you're from Nova Scotia and Colleen Jones wore kilts?
That's true. That was, well, it's mostly because I'm sure you guys remember that I've been curling that long. There literally was like one kind of like pace setter pants back in the day, and they were
Mm-hmm.
they weren't comfortable, and so I found I used to have to wear like tight bike shorts underneath. Otherwise, they were just not comfortable, and they only came in one style and whatever. And so, yeah. So then I just started making kilts. Yeah, it was pretty cool that Colleen Jones wore kilts too. She's the OG of that. So.
Oh yeah. Now was she your like weather woman growing up?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Colleen Jones won like 7
Everything.
Scotties.
Six.
Yeah.
4 in a row.
And
Six, isn't it? Six
she was
total?
also the meteorologist in Eastern Canada or Nova Scotia at least.
Nova
I don't
Scotia.
know.
Yeah.
It was everywhere out east or just Nova Scotia. But,
No. Yeah. New Brunswick. The meteorologist was also named Cindy. So.
oh, all right.
Just want to thank Cindy for like making all these masks. I know you did a lot of pro bono stuff, kicking out masks.
I
too.
did. Yeah. That was the beginning of the pandemic. Was lots and lots of masks.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Cindy Wood from Hollywood Curling, thank you for joining the show this week. Bonspiel Talk has been outstanding. Obviously a different
Thank you guys.
obviously a different experience when you got to fly everywhere.
Yeah. It's definitely not cheap,
Right?
but worth it. You know.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, we definitely appreciate your input.
And we appreciate you teaching the newbies how to spiel.
Yeah. Thank you for teaching.
I do
More
my
importantly.
best. I do my
Thank you
best.
for teaching people
Yes.
to spiel. We need more people like that. Yeah, if you've got something to you want to talk about your arena spiel or your regular spiel or whatever, email the show. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Cindy.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thanks. Good to see you guys.
Episode 6, Curling Nation. That's the end. We want to thank Cindy Wood from Hollywood for coming on. She was great. Really made the podcast look better. Also, if you're listening, you're going to want to watch because our sweaters looked great. It was the holiday sweater edition. We also want to thank Great Dane because they provided us with beverages and they were delicious. If you want to email the show, email us, curlingnation@curlingnetwork.com. We'd love to hear what you have to say, or if you want us to talk about something, follow us at Facebook, Curling Nation, Twitter, we're at Curling Nation, Instagram, we're at The Curling Nation, Patreon, if you want to give us some dollars for next year's holiday special and sweaters, that's at Curling Nation. Otherwise, listen to us at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Podbean. If there's an audio version, you can probably find it somewhere. Otherwise, that's it. That's all we got. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, the Festivus, Kwanzaa. Good curling. We're out.